Everybody, quick Barron from Remax here. My update for Milton, Georgetown, and Glen Williams for January 3rd to the 16th, 2021. Let's see, I'm doing it every couple of weeks now because I thought that every week was a little bit too much. You can't really get a proper cross section of stats. They don't change a lot in a week, so I figured every 2 weeks I'd do it. But just before I get there, I always offer a little tip. But this time I just want to talk about the state of the market. You know, I see Facebook posts all the time saying, what do you guys think and what's going to happen? And of course, every realtor in Southern Ontario chimes in with their opinion and then says, hey, call me, I can help you. But anyways, the reality is the days on the market, nobody's really discussing that. And that's what you got to kind of look at. I remember 2 years ago, it was way more of a balanced market. You know, like you'd show a property and then it would sell maybe within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, somewhere around there, and it would sell for 98%, 99%, maybe 100% of asking price. So what I did was I purposely compared the past 2 weeks to 2 years ago in January 2019 to kind of give you a ballpark idea of what happened. I'll get to those in a minute, but the days on the market when a home lists and sells in 3 or 4 days and holds off offers, when the market slows or when it starts to pick up, the days on the market slowly decrease, and then eventually it gets to the point where the market gets so busy that offers are held off, and that started probably around January, around this time last year, and it just keeps ramping up. Eventually it will stop because buyers are getting priced out of the market. For one thing, they're getting tired of competing. They're saying, I'll just stay home, basically. And then the big factor, well, a couple of factors, is financing. The banks are going to say, no, I'm not financing that. It's just too much. We don't think it's worth it. You overpaid for it. A, and then B, it's the prices are going to go so high that people just can't afford it. As simple as that. When that happens, supplies will start to increase because demand decreases, and it becomes more of a balanced market. So anyways, like I was saying, I'm going to get to the sales for Milton first, and then I'm going to compare it to 2019. Let's see, we had 9 sales of townhouses in Milton over the past 2 weeks. 830 on average, 4 days on the market. I'll get to that in a sec. 2 semis, 890 on average, 42 days on the market, but that's skewed because one of them was on the market forever because they started ridiculously high and they finally sold. And then 32 detached homes, 1.224 on average, 7 days on the market. And the sales were basically the same as last year. Last year we did 39 sales, this year 44. But if you look back to 2019, the sales were roughly the same, around 42. Townhouses were 638 on average, 12 days on the market to sell. So you can see the supply was higher, the prices were much lower, and the time to sell was kind of, a healthy 12 days on the market. Towns have gone up by about 150,000 in the past 2 years, more than that. What are we like? Almost 200,000. It's crazy. Semis back then, 27 days on the market, and a detached 34 days on the market. And they've gone up by 350,000 since in Milton. The average detached, that's insane. And then we look at Georgetown and Glen Williams. It's a little slower. Things have slowed just a little bit, slower than last year and slower than the year before. But I think that's because prices have gone up so high, and it's what I just mentioned. When prices go too high, then people start to say, no, I'm sitting in the sidelines and back off for a year or two and see what happens. I actually had a few clients. I had one client the other day who showed him properties for 7 months. We put in offers on properties, maybe 8 properties, lost out. And 7 months ago when the offers were in, there was 3 or 4 offers. And towards the end, about 2 weeks ago, last week, there was like 30 offers on properties. So they said, we're tapping out. We're going to come back in a couple of years and see what happens. So let's see, there was 1 town sold in Georgetown, 3 days on the market, and 6 detached, 5 days on the market. Average 1.276 for the detached. That's a little skewed because there was a big one up near Barron that sold on 9th Line. I think 2.5 million or so, which brought all the figures up. But if we look at 2019 sales, townhouses on average sold for 655 and 15 days on the market. Now they're selling, if they didn't hold off offers, they would sell in the same day like that. But they hold off the offers, that's why they're 3 days on the market. And detached, 2 years ago, average was 758. 38 days on the market, the average, which is what it used to be. It was like that for years. And it'll come back to that too. And it's gone up. Let's see, the average was 758 2 years ago for a detached in Georgetown. Now the average is over a million, 1.1, somewhere around there. They've gone up by, well, actually about a million. That's the average if you include all the detached into that number. They've gone up by about 250,000. So it's crazy. So there's my prediction. My prediction is things will slow, but not yet. And when they do, it'll balance out and smooth out. I don't think it's going to be a crash, but I think it'll slowly start to trickle in that buyers are backing out and taking time out. And when that happens, it'll affect the market. Anyways, any questions, let me know. And it's Cliff Barron from Remax again. Send me a DM, PM, email, phone call, whatever. I can help you out. And again, we're back in lockdown. So we got the COVID here again. So stay safe, everybody.